is everything in between. This is everything in between. We talk about music and it all. Welcome to everything in between.
Welcome to Everything in Between with Patrice, DC, and Trev, where we talk about music and everything in between. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it with probably people are noticing how good the audio is right now on this.
You think so?
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Well, I hope so. If you guys do notice, let us know and let us know how the sound is. So I'm trusting you guys because I know nothing about sound or anything. I just know if it sounds good or sounds bad. That's it.
I just meant like people probably notice like we all are mic'd up now and the sound's
we all
probably
got our own
coming
mics.
through. Yeah,
man.
Which is an ongoing process.
And I want to thank Rode for the incredible equipment that they have. Mm-hmm. Awesome. The arm, the boom arms, the mic, everything. You guys keep fucking killing it with this stuff.
Absolutely.
Great job. I also want to thank too all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, man. It's Mother's Day today. So.
Lots of them out there.
Yeah, man. Thanks to all the moms out there. So the first thing I want to get into is this thing that we can pull up here. We were talking about last episode about how the real fans get, kind of put at the back of the arena or the back of the wherever they're playing. And there's no real fans at the front. So what Billy Joel does is he actually blocks off the front of the concert, the front of the stage, for the real fans. He'll bring the real fans from the top and bring them down here because he'll block it off for those real fans. So I thought that was really cool that he does that. Yeah. And also didn't know he does a residency at he did. Sorry, he doesn't do it anymore. But he was a resident shows at what is it? The one in New York where the basketball
Knicks?
The Knicks and all them play.
Madison Square Garden?
Madison Square Garden, yes. Yeah, my bad.
That's
I
right.
know, I was trying to think of that. That's why I'm not good at trivia.
MSG. MSG. That's the short form. If you don't remember Madison, it's MSG.
That's in your food, isn't it?
Yeah, it is in your food. It is.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
Actually, yes, you're right.
Wait a second. Do you want to go to a Knicks game, or do you want me to keep eating a half hour later? What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want from me?
It's your call.
Your call.
It's also in the alphabet.
That's it.
Yes, not in order, by the way.
Not
in order.
That's true.
Just in case.
So Billy Joel.
So what do you guys? Yeah, what do you guys think about that?
I think that's awesome. I think more artists should do that, but it's depends on the artist. I don't think like some people that really, really want to go and they're in like the uppers or whatever, say if you're in like the nosebleeds or something.
Yeah.
Those fans tend to be a little rowdier. So if you want is like someone like, Taylor Swift fan who's like, who paid like, she paid 500 or she or he or whomever paid 500. They want to come down in their front row and they're just like, yeah, and they just rip out her hair or something like that. You're just like, well, maybe it might not be a good idea. Whereas his crowd is kind of like older crowd, so they're kind of chilled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
they're a bit more relaxed. They're not trying to jump on stage and rip his hair out or
but
hug him or shit like that. Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I think more artists should follow suit with that. Though.
No, it just made me think of that when we were talking about that last episode. So I really, really thought, and I was thinking that in my head, but I didn't want to say it until I'm like, confirmed it through like an article or something like that. So, yeah. What do you think, Trav? What do you think about that?
How do you decipher how many top vans you have? Like
that's a good question.
Like if you have like hundreds,
right?
You can't fit them all in just the front row area, right?
Well, I think that's what
how do you determine who gets
that's true. Do they have to write like an essay or something?
Maybe. Right? Like, how much they love Billy Joel,
maybe they got like tattoos.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. If you have a tattoo on your body of the band you're going to see, that should give you like kind of.
Oh, that's you. You should be in right away. That should be your
trump card to everybody else. You know what I mean?
I'd say so. You're dedicating yourself to that band or artist or something to get a tattoo on your body, like. Okay, that'd
be funny if you like put like Billy Joel sucks and you just cover up the sucks. So you just want to get close enough just so you can egg him on when you're live. Piano man, he's not even playing the piano. It starts with a harmonica. Liar.
I hate you, Billy Joel. So this was another guitar pick that I found. It's called Rombo Guitar Picks, and here's a little clip of them.
Yes.
kind of explaining what they are.
Is there a full? Oh, there is a full screen. There. Okay.
I think there is.
Yes.
Especially for rock and metal. What I like most about this pick is the combination of its sharp tip and total mass, which is perfect for getting volume and a pick attack full of energy. The diamond shape not only looks cool but also uses different angles in its geometry to prevent the pick from rotating while playing. Additionally, these surfaces make the pick very thick in the middle, increasing its mass and adding extra bass tones in the background. The size of this pick is something in between the Jazz 3 and the Jazz 3 XL, and it is super rigid. The shape, in combination with our material, reduces the noise created by the pick while playing. Everyone knows how annoying these ch-ch-ch noises can be. You know we offer different colors for the same pick, so you are not restricted by a color code thickness limitation.
Huh. So it eliminates the pick sound on your guitar. Did you guys get that from that?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, because I hear that too. Like when you get that, I get that all. Yeah, the tick 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 kind of sound. Yeah, from that. So it kind of looks like they're like engineering picks a lot differently now. Like they're really delving deep into like the design of them and kind of engineering them the best for like a guitar player, basically.
Like you said, they're jazz style. And yeah, I know I've played guitar for a while, and I wonder what jazz style means. Like I'm completely ignorant when it comes to that.
There is a jazz style, like a jazz guitar and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what it is.
Like jazz style, but like is it the type of play? Maybe that's what it is.
I think so. I think they're making it.
I never researched. I just thought a pick was a pick. You know
no,
what I mean?
It seems like, and I've been finding that more and more with picks. There's a bunch of different ones out there. Mm-hmm. You know, and the next one I'll bring up another one that is kind of different from that one too. And then I was saying about the cat's tongue one, the one that I really like, right?
Yeah.
So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how they're specifying picks for certain styles of music, kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, they're really delving deep into that. So yeah, good for them. If you guys have used one, let us know if you like them or not. So. Yeah. So Lady Gaga did a free concert in Brazil, attracted more than 2 million people. That is insane. Wow. Absolutely insane. Her biggest concert ever. And of course, it's free. Brazil, there's lots of people there. I don't know how much, but there's tons of people in Brazil. So I mean, if you're just walking by somewhere, you'd be like, "Oh, what's this? I'm going to stop in." Lady Gaga?
That's one untapped market that always seems to do really well with festivals and stuff like that is South America. Because it's not really a destination for a lot of, like, North America is really big for bands, and Europe and Australia, but South America is like such an untapped market, which one of the articles you bring up, that's where a certain individual talks about that. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, what it is I think during the time, why it is because, not saying the country's poor, but there is a lot of poverty in a lot of South American countries. So when mediums have come out like vinyl and cassettes and CDs, they couldn't afford it. But nowadays, everybody has access to the internet. Everybody's pretty much got a phone, so you can stream everything. Mm-hmm. So I think that if a band's very smart, they should just be doing South American tours to really put a flag into shit.
Yeah, to really staple their, like solidify their.
That's why I think Lady Gaga was really. Why do you think 2 million people showed up?
Yeah, right.
Even if you had a free concert for Lady Gaga in Toronto, 2 million people aren't showing up.
Yeah, exactly.
True. That's a good point. Yeah.
It's just a very untapped market. And I think that was brilliant on, I don't know if it was her that did it or maybe her PR team or
whoever team. It is, whoever did it, was is a great idea to kind of set that bar for like other artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of put their mark on the world stage,
sorry,
which she already has, but. Did
you already have? Sorry, I didn't. Did you have a thing on that or?
No? Oh, I did too.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. I didn't say that. So.
No, I'll play. Can I play a clip here? It's only 30 seconds. I just want to see how big this crowd was.
Maximum.
Like, what is 2 million?
Commercials.
Okay, don't
look away. Look away.
Here's the advertisement. Okay, train. Well, that's that's kind of awesome. I would hate to see the porta potty situation.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Look at how many
screens
wow.
they have. Look at all the screens going up there. Right?
But they're all having a great. Look at this. They're having a fucking blast, man. Right on the beach too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, eh? I haven't even seen her yet. It's just people.
Yeah, I know. That's a good point. Look
Look at
at
the
that.
screens
That
where it
is
goes
so,
right around the-
and she did
right
it
around
right
the
on the
beach,
water
too, yeah.
too, man. That is incredible, man. Good
That's
for
just like a party at that point.
yeah. Good. Oh, there you go.
there
You
you
get to
are.
see her at the end.
Not even. It's on the screen.
That's on the.
She's probably not even there.
God, 2 million
It's AI.
people though. And I look at
AI.
I look at that too.
Hologram.
Like if you're a vendor, that's a vendor's dream too. Like
Oh,
selling
yeah.
like glow sticks or fucking whatever, anything.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be selling bottles of water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, like
Make a
make a
fortune.
fucking fortune. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
cool.
2 million people, man.
2 million
2
people for, and I'd even want to, even if I'm not a Lady Gaga fan, I'd want to go just to be in that atmosphere.
Experience, Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
right
don't-
on the beach.
That's
like,
pretty packed. I don't know if I could handle 2 million people. You imagine leaving that place?
oh, that's the thing, right? I'd probably just
Yeah.
stick around and chill
You
for
probably
a while.
just camp.
Yeah,
Camp underneath one of those big screens. If you got something to watch when you can fall asleep.
Yeah, it's a public beach, so you can stay as long as
Yeah.
you want. Man.
Yeah.
You're not getting kicked out. Like after concerts, they're kicking you out. Where this, you could stick around, chill.
Yeah.
You know,
Have a good old time.
have a beach party after. Have another beach party.
Have another beach party. Well, that is South America. There's a lot of
A lot of beaches.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
I'm just gonna bring up the thing there. I think you bring up probably the next subject. Okay, never mind.
Oh, so this is we have EIB Band Pick of the Week. So this is a Japanese metal band called iScream.never.ground. And they do this cool dance. I thought it was pretty neat how they're all coordinated like this. And how they do it. So I don't know if you can do full screen, but you know, okay. You kind of get the point of it if you go back and you watch it. This is the dance, but they do it right at the beginning here. Here it is.
Okay.
So
Stepping
ground.
I like the lyrics. Here comes real action. Pressure in front of no space. Can't dance because of divers and washing. Hanging out.
But I love how they're all corny. Even the guitarists are doing it too. Like they're not doing it as like hard as the two front guys, but I thought it was cool how they coordinated that. They can do that dance all together, right?
It's kind of funny. It's almost
Yeah.
like Gangnam Style from death metal.
Yeah,
They
kind
got their
of.
own,
Like
steps.
it's
and
like I think it's like
Macarena.
well, I think how they describe it is almost like a type of mahjong.
Yeah.
You know, like a coordinated mahjong kind of, and you have to be somewhat coordinated for it too.
Moshing.
What did I say?
Mahjong, like mahjong. I was saying I didn't see tiles and they weren't matched. That's all I'm saying. That just happens. It happens. I know what you meant, but then I had to look at him and
Well, I make Trevor laugh too much. He's gonna.
yeah, Trevor
Dying
just
over
got
there.
his poor guy got out of surgery not a couple of days ago. So.
So if you want to know how to do this, we'll pull up the next clip. It's a how-to
Oh, I like
of how to
this.
do this dance.
Okay.
I don't know if there's sound on this. Yeah.
Drove the center of gravity down for more This is literally like that's why I love the interpretation from two languages. It's always amazing because it never makes sense.
No,
in
it
their language,
doesn't.
it makes perfect sense. But when it comes over here, you're just like, what are you talking about? Left, right, mosh, mosh, up, down, sandwich. Whoa, whoa. Where did the sandwich come from? It's so crazy.
You know,
It's
if
almost
I-
like line dancing for death metal.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
probably the best description for that. Line dancing for metal.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. I would try that and put a video up, but my coordination, I'd be falling over. It'd be a fucking mess. So
Is it, and they're from Japan, you said?
Japan, yeah. So
Japan
Japanese
is always ahead of like their culture. They just know how to like market stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's the craziest. They'll take North American culture and then they just amp it up by 1,000. Like they're
Yeah,
just so
for
good at
sure.
it. That's why it just becomes so big over there. Like
well, too, like, let us know what you guys think, and if you want to try the dance, send us a video of it. Send it to our YouTube page.
Yes.
Let's see what you got.
see what you got.
We're not going to do it, but
What was it
we
called?
want to
Ground
see what
and
you guys.
sound?
What's
Ground and
that?
sound?
Stepping ground.
Stepping ground.
Stepping ground. Yeah, that's the name of the dance. So,
And by the band, what was the name of the band again?
iScream.never.ground.
Like they put the dots in there? Or is
I
that
know.
just-
I put the dots in there, so I'm saying the dots. I don't know if that's how they say it or if it's ice cream, never ground.
Oh, okay.
But I just say the
Maybe
dots
it's just
because
ice cream.
Ice cream,
ice cream, never ground.
And then
Interesting.
never ground. Like, I don't know. I just think ice cream. I don't know.
Ice cream?
Ice cream.
Oh, you're thinking of ice cream?
Yeah.
Ice cream. Ice cream's
cream.
good.
I do
That's a
like
cool
ice
name.
cream.
I love ice cream.
Chocolate chip mint. That's my favorite.
You like that one? Chocolate
Yeah.
chip mint?
What's yours?
Reese's Pieces.
What's yours?
Or that's not really.
Uh,
Yeah, Reese's Pieces. Or cookies and cream is really good. I love cookies and cream.
Which one?
Caramel?
Caramel?
Okay. Good. Everybody's good. Those are all good choices.
You said ice cream. I'm like, yeah, it's
I know, right?
Yeah,
Milk
fuck.
and
it
watering.
is ice cream.
yeah, ice
Ice
cream.
cream. That was part of
Never
one of the dance moves. Left, right, up, down, ice cream, and they just throw it in the guy's face.
I've been watching clips of this for a while though, and I'm just like, fuck, we gotta put this on the podcast because I just love how the way they do it. Right, it's really cool. So, but yeah, if you guys want to try it, send a video or let us know what you think about it. So.
Yes, please send a video.
Oh yeah.
I would love that. Absolutely.
You know what? If we get enough videos, I'll try the dance myself.
Oh,
There you go. If we, I
I'm
don't
making
even
a
know.
bunch of fake accounts. I'm putting on fake hats, uniforms, accounts, just so I can watch you do it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'll
be there too.
My name's Hans from Russia. Pat says you'll do dance if I do dance.
I think that's a fair thing.
I think it's a fair
I
trade.
think
name
it's a fair
is
trade.
My name is
And they're all doing a bunch of mahjonging.
Holy shit.
Oh fuck.
I
Yeah,
gotta
I
do
think
that.
that would be fucking funny to watch
Oh,
that
fuck.
though.
I love it. I love that.
So speaking of that, what people will do on YouTube for likes and stuff like that, there's no clip of it,
Okay.
but I watched this thing. It's called Bad Influence. It's a documentary, and it's about the influence about kidfluencing. So parents that put their kids on YouTube channels and make all these crazy content, like they basically follow their kids' lives everywhere. They make their kids like do like just crazy stuff. Like it's so disturbing to watch. Like, and I was telling you guys before, like I'm a horror movie fan, and that was more disturbing than most of the horror movies I've seen. Like just what they get them to do. They start these like group. The one this is about a group of kids, and they have like they get them like to kiss, and they're like 11, 12, and then they get them to like pretend they're dating and
Ew.
romantic relationships, and it goes as far as I'm not gonna. Yeah, you got to watch it. I'm not gonna say everything.
Yeah.
It's something you have to.
How about we won't?
Yeah, that's a little.
It gets actually worse. I'm being tame with how I'm talking about
Isn't
it.
it similar to like the dance moms?
I was
and
gonna
stuff?
say
Yes,
like
it's
the
kinda-
pageant babies or like.
pageant.
Ugh.
This is to
moms
the
and
point
stuff.
of like it went so far as to like I can't even talk about it.
Yeah,
I'll let
that's
you
crazy.
guys and let us know what you think about this because it's
don't-
disturbing as fuck.
Don't watch it.
I
So
was gonna say something, but no.
it just
it's
reminded
not
me
the
we were talking about this about like the YouTube and say I'll do a dance if you get this many kind of like what's the extent you're going to go to get views on your channel, you know what I mean? So a dance, yeah, okay, I'll do something stupid like that, but I'm not going far to do stupid shit or anything like that. So, but I think with that industry, they're kind of trying to catch up. So laws are trying to catch up to the industry of like YouTube and influencing and stuff. Whereas like back in like the 30s with kids and film and stuff like that, you know, where they had to catch up and have all these rules now, like kids can only work a certain amount of time. And that was another thing about the Bad Influence episodes. They'd have their kids work like 14, 15 hours a day, you know?
And then I think what that happened was then that you see like even the Olsen twins, they had to hire twins so they could pull that off. So if they hired twin kids, one kid would do one half the show, and then the other kid would do the other half the show. So they were allowed to do it. So
Right.
that's why they exclusively only would hire twins. That's why you saw in the 80s and 90s sitcoms so many twins.
Yeah.
So they could pull that off.
They can pull off like working more hours kind
yeah.
of thing.
And I
yeah.
remember like what used to be the thing back in the day. If you wanted a baby to cry on camera, you pinched it.
Yeah,
That's
right.
kind of messed up.
Oh,
Right?
really?
Oh, yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know when that got outlawed,
Get
but I
the
remember that was
dirt.
Kids gotta sleep. How about a nice bottle of warm milk and a lullaby?
Right, yeah. No, they want it instant.
Yeah.
That might take a bit. They
Time
want-
is money, people.
Yeah, exactly. When that production's rolling, they want to get those kids to cry or fall or hurt themselves.
Yeah,
or
that's really pathetic.
whatever.
That's child abuse, man.
Well, the whole influencing thing is child abuse. And
Yeah.
that's exactly the way I looked at it. It's like, you guys are abusing these kids. You're making them work. Their whole life is on screen now. So they're going to grow up and be able, and everyone's going to be able to view their life when they're adults too,
Well,
right?
I mean, you remember that the balloon kid, the hot air balloon kid?
No.
You remember that where they said that one kid was caught up in a hot air balloon and they saved him or whatever?
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was a while back. This had to have been like 15, more than that, maybe years ago.
Yeah.
Where they said the kid was caught up in the air balloon or whatever, but the kid was never there. Mm-hmm. It was at home with the kids, and on live TV, the kid basically said, he's like, "Are we going to lie like we did about me being in the balloon?" Oh. And live TV, and the dad's like,
There goes my paycheck.
yeah, I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah, he wanted fame or something.
Something like that. And they faked this kid being in a balloon, but he was never in the balloon in the first place.
on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is before, like, I think this was before, like, social media really, really taking off.
Right. Something,
So it was because it was on the news,
Yeah.
news. And that's where everybody found out. I think there's actually a clip, and it's so funny. Once the kid outed them, one of the parents got nervous and just farted. It's actually funny. You're sitting there, all you hear is, "Oh, no." It was really funny.
That's amazing. Guy shits himself on fucking camera.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it was the mom, because the guy's like, "Oh, no." And the mom's like, "Oh."
Oh, nervous farts.
Yeah.
And those are stinky too. Stunk up the whole
Yeah,
studio.
They're just waiting.
they're just not on live TV.
Not only am I a fraud, I stink.
Stink. Not only did he put his kid up, and fake put his kid on the air and made the community spend all this money, she stinks. Oh my God, guilty.
Can't hold a fart in on live TV. You're done.
Amateur.
Sure. All right, guys. Music news.
Let's do this.
All right. So this, what was that?
That was my chair thing.
Oh, your chair workout, which you don't do
It's just-
anymore.
this is in the way, so it doesn't. I can't really.
Oh, the mic boom thing's in the way?
I got a
just
bit.
pretend.
I just flex when I'm doing
I
it.
just, well, it's good you're still doing them.
Well, only here. That's okay. It's all right. I'm committed.
That's one.
I know one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no second.
There was reps there, man. There was like, I think you had to do 10 reps. Anyway, yeah. We'll move on to the music
Yes,
news.
let's do this.
So this article, Avenged Sevenfold's lead singer, is discussing the challenges of making money on tour post-pandemic, highlighting increased costs for travel, crew, logistics, and venue fees. Which in turn, like all these costs that they're incurring, is back onto the fans as well. Because at the end of the day, they're not paying for it. We're paying for it too. You know, so everyone's kind of paying for all these increased costs. And he expresses concern for the future of touring, saying reductions are needed in travel, productions, and many more costs to make tours profitable in this new landscape. So, and I do find insane because you look at Ticketmaster and Live Nation are making record profits.
Right.
You know, like all these costs that are, fans are complaining about the ticket prices. You know, like the artists are complaining about or their costs.
Yeah.
And there's everyone, all these stuff, and yet the companies are just killing it with profit. They're oozing in money to the point of Live Nation is building a temporary stadium in Toronto for the backflow.
Right.
Like how insane is this? You know, and like there's so many and like you said, but like you saying with gas and like all the tour buses, like how much would it cost to fill up a tour bus? Just one.
Right? Yeah.
You know, would be absolutely insane. But that's also the production, because fans want to see a big production now too. So that's another fucking, you're touring around like this pyro stuff and all these screens, and like how much production was involved in that Lady Gaga free concert.
Yeah.
Like the amount of screens and stage and everything they had to bring to set that up. Like I'm sure that was not cheap. So
Yeah, I had a chance to read the article. I agree with some of the stuff he says, and I disagree with some of the stuff he says. Like he said about the dynamic pricing, like you said, record profits with ticket sales because of that dynamic pricing where it fluctuates. The popular it is, the more they can charge. I like what he said, and he was honest. He goes, if there's a band out there trying to sympathize with them about the dynamic pricing, it's up to the band if they want to do it. Ticketmaster gives them the option. They say, we'll do dynamic pricing or we'll keep it fixed, whatever you guys want to do.
Oh.
And so
Okay.
if bands are trying to sympathize and go, it's out of our control and stuff, no, you have the option to do that. And I thought him being transparent about that was ballsy. So he's like, if we do dynamic pricing, we opt into it just because the cost of stuff that's going, and
Right.
that's just the way it is.
Right. And they got to pay for more
Yeah.
costs and production costs and everything,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah.
The thing I disagree with him is saying, he's like, we have A-list stuff, like you said, we want to have these big production shows, we have to do this. It's like, but do you? If I'm a fan of a band and I really want to see them, what's keeping you from doing a 2,000 person capacity venue? Get rid of the pyro,
Yeah.
get rid of the crazy stuff. If you're a big enough fan, you'll go to those shows.
Yeah, and
And you'll make money too. And
You're right.
instead of doing one show, do two shows. Do two shows. Do back-to-back shows, 2 nights.
Okay.
What's keeping you from doing that?
Yeah, you have the equipment, you
Yeah.
have the resources to get there and play the music.
Yeah.
And you don't need all the flashy extra
No.
stuff.
Yeah, you might need a tour bus or two, maybe at the most.
Yeah,
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
but
And
again-
maybe like a truck of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like again, it's you can make it happen, but I think I understand. But this is where I agree with him. I think they put themselves to a point so much that, like in his head, he's like everybody wants the big stuff, but really you don't. People were coming to see you. I remember downloading on. I saw Kazaa. I remember Kazaa was around. I remember downloading their whole set at Chain Reaction where there was like 800 people. That place was insane. No pyro, no crazy lights.
Oh, that's
You're gonna tell me that you wouldn't get a thrill, and your fans wouldn't get a thrill of a small venue? Or look at what Metallica used to do when they did Death Magnetic. They played the Opera House 2 nights, 1,500 people.
Yeah. I
They
did
loved
see
it. They
that.
loved no big pyro, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they made it work. I mean, I think they played that show for free to
I think it was a charity thing.
charity
They
thing, and
did
I think it was
a
to
charity thing.
and promote Death Magnetic.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, is you're not going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but your rentals and everything, no pyro.
Right. Like how much profit is
You can
after?
save, and you can have half the crew.
Yeah.
You want to keep the A-list guys? Fine, but you don't need about 100 of them or 50. Go down to 15 and do a small venue and just do 2 nights. And then if you really care about the fans that much, I think you can do that. That's just my opinion on it.
Well, is there a way to make it easy? Like, is there easier, not easy, but easier to set up all this kind of stuff? Like a quick connect kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for production. I don't know. Like, I'm not into that, so I don't know exactly. I know there's a lot involved, but is there some ways to kind of like make it a lot easier to just have like I don't even know, like a Lego set kind of thing. You know, you just piece everything together and it just clips together kind of thing to make the production look good, but easy to set up.
Yeah, there's probably
I don't know if you
got
guys,
to be
I don't know if you
ways to
guys,
do
that makes sense.
Sorry, for like instruments and
Not
stuff?
even not instruments, but
Just
just
like
like
a
a
stage?
production stage, like how
Oh,
they have all the.
production
I don't even know. I'm kind of know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know if it makes sense.
It
Like,
ju- it
just
just
like where you don't have to spend millions on these big like I don't know, like big production things that they have.
Yeah, like sets and stuff.
sets,
Like
exactly.
to me, I love when I go to a band and I see, and it's just amps, a banner maybe behind them,
Right.
and then the drum set. I love that. It's just raw, man.
Yeah.
Like I saw Story of the Year was back in, I want to say, 20. We were just after the band split up. About 2010, I think. And I remember seeing them at the Mod Club, 800 people. It was the same thing, no flashy things. They were unloading their own equipment, and then they went into a Winnebago, and they traveled in a Winnebago.
Nice.
It was amazing.
That's awesome, man.
And they did what
Yeah.
they had to do to make it work.
but they put on a kick-ass
And
show.
dude,
Yeah.
I mean, Trev, we went and saw them at the El Macombo. They're one of the best live bands you'll
Yeah?
ever see in your life.
All right,
Backflips off the friggin' amps and stuff. They're amazing, dude.
nice. Nice. We'll go check them out, guys, if they come in the area.
Yeah, Story of the Year, man. That's one live band everybody should probably see. Even if you don't like that style of music, they put on one hell of a show.
Did you guys know Stephen King owned a radio station, rock radio station?
What? Really?
Yeah. Well, he did. He doesn't anymore. So he was selling it. So King announced the shutdown of WKIT FM, and he had 2 sister stations with it. There is an article for that. Oh, that
Yeah.
seems to be popping up everywhere.
What is that?
The Final Destination. Every time I click it, and it just takes up the whole screen. It's like I don't want to watch that. So luckily, two main USA businessmen, Greg Howes and Jeff Solari, bought the stations.
You got it.
Did I get it?
I think,
Hawes? Greg Hawes?
How might work with that too.
Howes and
Solari,
Jeff Solari, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yeah, I think you got it, man.
I practiced that one. I still fucked it up a bit.
In the mirror? You practicing
In the mirror, yeah.
Oh, wow, cool.
Where was I here? Yeah, so they formed a rock lobster radio group to continue the legacy of King Station. So they basically just bought it just to keep his Stephen King's legacy of these rock radio stations.
That's pretty.
So I thought it was pretty cool, man. I didn't even know he owned a
WKIT.
yeah WKIT. So give her a listen.
Well, you can't anymore because they're done.
Yeah, you can't.
You remember because he just said they stopped it.
Yeah,
I did say that.
Stephen King.
We could go back and listen to stuff.
Yeah, it's probably on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's probably on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube and listen to it.
Yeah.
Kind of stumped me there for a sec, but I'm like, there's a reason why I said that.
I just didn't want people thinking that it was like, wait a minute.
Wait a sec, you just told me it shut down.
No, it's all right. Hey, listen, I
Yeah.
still listen to stuff that doesn't exist anymore.
I did
So-
like what King said in this article. He said, what is it? King said, I held off the suits as long as I could.
All right, there, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he didn't want to sell it, but I think it was just too much for him. It was like, okay, I can't continue to run all this stuff at my age because I think it said he's 77 or whatever. So 77, 78. So to be running all these all the stuff at his age is probably just getting too much, right?
Yeah,
So he's like, you know what? I'll just pack it in, sell it off, and call it a day kind of thing. So
Well,
good for you, man.
there he is.
Good for you, King.
Definitely has a face for radio,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
He's the only guy,
it's like
who's that?
I gotta think of the name.
Oh,
What is he, like a radio person?
No,
Oh,
he
It'll
has
come be a
he
trap.
has a show. Yeah,
like a movie he did? Oh.
Everybody loves Raymond.
yeah, that's it.
Ray Romano.
No,
I got to remember to keep my head at the...
Ozzy.
Oh, Ozzy?
Ozzy Osbourne?
What about Ozzy?
Without makeup on.
Well, they don't make... That's how Ozzy looks in the morning when he wakes
It's
up.
like he looks like the skeleton from Tales of the Crypt.
Oh, shit.
And they
That's
put,
it.
And they put a mask on him.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
He's got a mask of Stephen King on. It's a mask of himself.
He probably is like, make fun of me all you want. I'm worth like $500 million. All the stuff all the books.
Oh, he's
written.
fantastic. Yeah,
Oh, he's
definitely.
a crazy writer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Definitely legendary.
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
Like, my best movie I think I've ever seen with him is Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, that
That
was
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
The
That's
original
very
one.
scary.
The original one.
Yeah.
Not
Don't want to
the-
go down that road there.
and Cujo.
Cujo
was crazy.
They're redoing that, Cujo?
Oh,
yeah, they're
yeah.
making another.
That would be interesting.
Making another movie of that.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Is it
'cause
like a reboot or is it like a sequel?
I think it's a reboot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they tried to do that with Pet Cemetery and it failed horribly. It was
Yeah,
not that good at all. Because I think it showed you like how powerful the story is. You don't need all the CGI and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, his stories can hold up just with the minimum production. I think just of how well
Just good storytelling.
yeah, just great storytelling, right? So, but yeah. Billboard.com put out a list of 50 of the greatest rock lead singers of all time. You guys want to talk about all 50 or do you just want to do the top 5?
Top 2.
Top 2. Trump says you want to do 5.
Just joking. We can do 5.
Let's do
And who's-
5.
I think I'm looking,
it's-
honestly, right now, I'm looking at the best one right now in this little
Well,
montage.
okay, I'll go through 5 and then we'll
Right,
talk about it.
right.
So 5 is Kurt Cobain, Nirvana.
Okay.
4 is Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
3, Freddie Mercury, Queen.
He's 3.
Yeah. Really?
2, Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac. And number 1, Mick Jagger, the Rolling Stones.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Frontman,
Yeah.
Jagger, he's up there. Singer, Jagger's not a good singer.
But he's like a great.
No! You're going to tell me that he's better than Freddie Mercury? Freddie Mercury is the best rock singer of all time. I don't think it's a question. Billboard, you got it wrong. I'm sorry, you got it wrong.
There you go. You heard it right from TC
You
himself.
got it wrong. You got it wrong, man. And
Let
the
us
fact
know.
that you didn't
Well, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah.
You guys think this is a fair list? Do you agree with TC? Trev, what do you think? Like, who'd you
Yeah,
put?
I agree with Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
like,
Okay.
listen to Bohemian Rhapsody or just the intro to
Yeah, exactly,
like
right?
Fat Bottom Girls, like the harmonies and like it's not even a question. And they didn't even mention Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell.
They might have like
he's
he
maybe-
might be like up there as like
He's got to be in the top 5. He's
Yeah.
better than Kurt Cobain. Again,
Yeah.
no,
right?
these are lead singers. Okay, you're talking
lead
about
rock singers. Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
If it was frontmen, yes. Okay, but even Freddie Mercury was an amazing frontman too.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain wasn't that great of a frontman.
No, because he just
He wasn't. It was a band.
He's a great singer, but not a great like
Yeah, he
lead
wasn't-
kind of like
Yeah,
front
he-
man.
Yeah, he couldn't like. I mean, his lyrics and his songwriting
Right.
was what made him legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like with Mick Jagger being number one.
Mm-hmm.
Mick Jagger, one hell of a frontman. I mean, that rock
Yeah.
dance he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's legendary. Everybody does that, and then when you do that, you know they're doing Mick Jagger. But
Right.
as far as singing, like they're one of their most emotional songs. I can't get what you want. Like, you can't always get what you want.
Yeah.
If you really listen to it, can't always get what you want. That's better than Freddie Mercury. I sang that better than Jagger.
Let's see you do his dance.
But no, I just I
You're very passionate about this list.
well, it's
Yeah.
like I think.
Well, no, it's.
And I
true,
think
though.
most
Like,
people are. I think most people, and it's such a hard topic to actually limit it or like hone it down to the top
Yeah, it all
top
depends
5,
Yeah.
right? It's all
Like,
perspective and what you think and bias too. Like you're gonna want to pick someone that you connect more with, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, so
I was just like,
but
they had him on there.
there you go. The 50, number 50.
I'd put
Yeah.
Joan Jett ahead of Mick Jagger. She had a way better voice than him.
Right.
I don't. Zach De La Roca made the list.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's a top. He's 50.
50.
You're gonna go through.
Dave Grohl. is
Dave
40.
Grohl number 40.
You're gonna go down them all.
No, I just it was just
Oh, okay.
like, Mick Jagger. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Like it just kind of upset me. Because there's like people that
I
when
think you're crying. You're crying.
I'm crying. I'm a
It's
little
okay,
upset
TC.
because there's I forget this guy who's considered like the reincarnation of Freddie Mercury's voice, and he sang this in front of Celine Dion. Whether you like Celine Dion or not, she's one of the greatest female singers of all time. She's amazing. That guy sounding like Freddie Mercury. She was crying her eyes out because of the emotion that Freddie used to put into his songs and stuff like that.
Oh, the emotion. He put everything
Like-
into it. He put his whole self into those lyrics and when he sang.
Like Bohemian Rhapsody is like
Yeah.
talking about killing and leaving town. Or then you go to Mick Jagger, stop me up, stop me up, never stop. Wow, that is way better than Bohemian Rhapsody here.
And we'll never be doing a top 10 or 5 on EIB again.
Oh no, we are. We're doing it. No, hey, listen, this is a great
I know.
discussion.
I love the conversation. I'm just
It's
being
just
a
like,
jack.
it's-
I'm being a jackass.
2 hours later.
Yeah.
That's right. We had a time limit on this. I apologize.
No, we
I
don't have a time limit. It's
But it was
just,
just like, yeah, I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
I got to do it.
Well, it's just that how angry you got about Mick Jagger.
It just
Yeah.
it didn't make sense. If
I
they
get
said
it, I
Freddie
get it.
Mercury
Yeah,
number
yeah.
one, and we would have been finished the podcast.
We went to the next article.
We would have been there.
So we'll move on.
They messed up. That's all I'm saying.
TC is going to wake up at night. Fuck you, Mick Jagger.
It's a cold sweat.
Cold sweat. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a chicken walk. He's in my room. Stop me up.
So this next article we have here. So Beach Boys recently hit a milestone on the Billboard Global XL US chart. Their song Little Saint Nick hit number 69 on the charts, marking its highest position on this global chart. And I find this really interesting because it marks a lasting influence on their music and surf culture, which has seen a recent decline in their sales, with like their clothing and just the industry itself has taken a dive for some reason. It's like they've almost got a beacon of hope from this global chart from the Beach Boys reaching their top level they've ever reached, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like brands like Volcom, Quicksilver, Billabong, my favorite.
Yes, it
As
is.
you can see,
Yes, it is.
my personal favorite, which are all owned by Authentic Brands Group, seem to be taking like an unfortunate dive, like I was saying, in sales and everything. So I think what they're banking on is almost for the Beach Boys to bring this back up and to get sales going again. What I'm taking from it. And I think it's really cool how music has such a big influence on an industry, you know, a culture and an industry. How music just is so powerful that it can even bring up sales.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
You know, like it's incredible. Like I just think like a whole industry and a whole culture can be brought up by music. So
And you know what I love too is like other mediums are helping out those old songs, like Stranger Things. Let's use that for an example.
right, very true.
Kate Bush was a big influence on a lot of musicians. Believe it or not, who's the other part of Outkast? Is Andre and Big Boy.
Big boy.
Big Boy went on a big rant about how he was all about Kate Bush and loved her music, and she was pretty big in the 80s, but not huge. That Running Up the Hill showed up on Stranger Things just alone in royalties, and royalties like are not what they used to be. She made over $1 million just because she showed up. That one song showed up on one episode, and well, they put it on multiple episodes of Stranger Things, one season.
Yeah,
So music does have a really big influence
right.
because people heard that song, and people that didn't watch Stranger Things heard that song was on it, and the more people tuned in.
Right. So you got even like another generation watching Stranger Things that like, oh, I love this song.
Yeah.
They download it, listen to it kind of
And
thing.
it
right?
happened
Yeah.
with the same with Stranger Things was Master of Puppets.
Master
Of
that
Puppets
was a
became
big
massive
one,
again
yeah.
because of Stranger Things. It showed up because Eddie was on in the the Upside Down playing it, and people were like, "Well, you played it." Actually, it was cool. The kid who plays Eddie actually learned how to play it on guitar.
He actually met Metallica.
Yeah, he met it and he played with them.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like I get why they're trying to do that. And the Beach Boys, I think, are one of the greatest bands of all time, and I think they have one of the greatest albums of all time too, which is Pet Sounds.
for sure.
Pet Sounds. They're definitely a major influence, and everybody. It's cool because when you look at bands like these guys and the Beatles, they were always known as like these, like they'd be like the NSYNCs or like the Backstreet Boys,
Oh,
and it was almost
gotcha.
like they became that, and then they became like. I don't know, like Nirvana. And you're like, what the hell? They became just so influential from one album because they went from like the Beach Boys went from like Surfing USA to God Only Knows Why, which is like one of the most beautiful tunes ever written.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? I hope it works out for them. I hope it works out for you, so you don't have to, you can keep buying Billabong.
Yeah, you can buy more shirts and stuff
There you
like
go.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a shirt in a while, so
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
have to go on their site and look. I love. I don't know, and I never got into the like this kind of like culture with clothes till I was in. I think it was in my 30s. To tell you the truth, I think it's when I went to Mexico and I saw a surf shop and they were selling like Roxy, Billabong, Volcom. I'm like, what is this? I loved it. And I like walked in the stores. I wanted to buy everything. I just love the colors they have, just the way that they design their clothes. And I just love the whole surf kind of culture. Like, I don't know. It's just something I've never surfed. That's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
I've never surfed before, but I love that kind of what it entails. It's that chill, having fun kind of vibe, right? Where everyone's just getting along, surfing, having fun. Like the Beach Boys, right? It's exactly kind of their vibe, and which I've been getting more into them, learning their story. Seeing documentaries, hearing about them, because I never even, to tell you the truth, gave them a second thought. Like I just thought, oh, there's just surf guys.
A lot of people don't.
whatever. And when I started looking, I'm like, holy shit! Like the amount of influence they have, and the amount of work they did for their songs, like you were saying, their harmonies, and like it's so musically sound.
Their album Pet Sounds was inspiration for Paul McCartney when he brought it, because he heard from Pet Sounds, and that was a major inspiration for Sgt. Pepper's Beatles.
Really?
Which is one of the greatest albums of all time.
No way.
He heard Pet Sounds and was like, oh my, this is next level. You hear him talk about it. That's one of his favorite albums of all time, is Paul McCartney's is Pet Sounds.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's just so different from what was coming out at the time, and they really took a chance. That was really Brian Wilson featuring the Pet Sound guys, because Brian Wilson never toured with them. He stayed home because he had such bad anxiety that he's like, I'll write the music, you guys tour, someone takes my spot, I'll come back, I'll have an album for you. And they did that for the longest time.
Yeah, he set up all the thing, like the lyrics,
Everything.
the harmonies, everything.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't know that either until I started kind of looking or like watching more of their story and stuff. So I found it fascinating. So I want to continue to learn more about them too. Right?
You get a
So
chance-
there's
if you-
so much to learn.
If you get a chance, watch Love and Mercy.
Love and Mercy.
Love and Mercy.
Okay.
Well, it's about the making of Pet Sounds, and it's got Paul Dano and John Cusack in it.
Okay.
One plays
Isn't
young
that-
Brian Wilson, one plays older one.
Isn't
Alright.
that one of like the first words in Bob Marley's song?
What's that?
Love and mercy.
Is it?
Love and mercy.
There it is.
There-
Where's the?
There it is.
You know, I'm gonna get a button that does that. Every time he does one,
Dad joke inserted.
Yeah.
Love it.
Loud and Mercy.
That's great, man.
Love and mercy.
Love and Mercy.
So, this British singer-actor Lily Allen takes a temporary break from her BBC podcast called Miss Me to focus on her mental health. Suffering from panic attacks and she has difficulty concentrating. So she took a bit of a break from that. I think was there an article about that?
I didn't
wasn't
get
sure.
it unless I missed it. There's a possibility I missed it.
Oh,
but
okay.
That's
fine.
no. There's an Audi ad.
Well, we got an Audi ad. There you go.
There you go. You want to buy an Audi?
But and she also said during this break she's going to disconnect from her cell phone, which is a great thing too, because I think too, like people say they're taking a break, but they're still on their social medias, they're still talking to people, and I think that doesn't help with your mental health either.
No, it doesn't.
You know what I
not at
mean?
all.
So I think for her to say that is very important.
Well, good for her to
You know?
realize that. I would wish Kanye would take that advice.
That's
That guy should stay off social media forever. That guy says some questionable things.
and he has with his new song, but we won't talk about that.
No, we won't.
Yeah. I did really think this article was important to bring up for the fact of, like you were saying, is to take a break, to know when to take a break, to know when things have gotten to a point of my mental health is suffering.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I need to take a break from this and step back and gather myself. And I think sometimes that's all you need is to kind of just sit back, sit at home, sit in your own thoughts, you know, with no one telling you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to go here, of just disconnecting from everything and figuring yourself out. Because I don't think a lot of the time we even get that chance to do that. A lot of us, you know, and I couldn't imagine if you have, say, a management team and production team and touring team and all this kind of stuff, or like
Yeah.
probably with her, she's probably got a whole shitload of people telling her what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and that's too what I love about us doing this podcast is we're free to talk about whatever we want, you know, and I love that. And I don't think I ever want to change that, no matter how big or small or whatever we get, is to keep what we have and keep going the way we're doing it. And for you guys and for me, myself too, to know if things are getting too much with it, to step back and be like, you know what, we need a week off, or we need to take time for ourselves or something like that, you know, so we
Yeah.
can disconnect and shit. So
Speaking of that, I need a week off.
no.
I need a week off starting.
No
It's
weeks
a-
off. This guy had surgery and he's still back at it right now.
This
so
guy was at it the
great
next
job.
day on
Yeah,
a meeting
man.
at work right after surgery. This guy's wild. Trevor's not
He's a
normal.
fucking animal, man.
He's an animal. He's a workhorse, dude.
I love it, man. And he's a lot of the responsible for a lot of the setup that we have right
Yes.
now, and behind the scenes too of all the stuff that we have. It's all set up, cords everywhere. Don't know what the fuck's going on.
And it's always nice to know. Perfect. I don't even want to say anything. I'm not trying to fling on that.
That's our new button. That's our new button that these guys got to. Yeah,
But you know Trevor's busy at work too. When you start hearing "fuck,"
yeah. That's
and you just like,
Trev-
Trev's working. Trev's figuring it out right now.
Yeah, but he's
Like,
figuring it out. That's his anger.
Yeah,
that's his angry face coming out. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we have a new segment on our YouTube channel that TC has started. It's called This Day in Music History, and I've been watching it, and they're fantastic. And I want everyone else to watch it and let us know what you guys think about it. But I just want to know what kind of inspired you to start doing this.
Well, I'm always been a history buff. like through it, like whether it's Greek mythology, World War II, like just all that stuff, and just like entertainment. Like I said, like I was telling you, like old Hollywood and stuff like that, how things ran, and just mob, like just all kinds of stuff. And when we were in a band, I really loved diving deep into that stuff, just to know how songs are written, because it almost is inspiring when you hear certain things. Like one of the videos I posted was how the Guess Who wrote American Woman. Was one of the guitarists broke a string and he had to make up a riff on the fly when they were just jamming, and they just did it and had fun. And then luckily someone in the crowd was recording, and then they got the record, and then they got together and they wrote their biggest hit of all time, which was American Woman. Right. So stuff like that, really I think, is so interesting. So I've always been a history nut and stuff like that. It's nice to know where the roots come from, where you can kind of like hear some music and stuff nowadays, and you're just like, oh, I mean, that's like kind of a blatant this and that. And you see a lot of like artists now just like take sample beats from old music because it was just so original and so unique. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of new music. I think I stopped listening to music around 2010. Like new music, I kind of just check myself out. I'm like, I don't get it anymore. So I'm just gonna kind of stay in this state. And I think it's interesting. I always liked when those little things would come up when you just learn something new. Like I said, like I just learned that about the Guess Who, and then
it's really cool.
Different stuff like how Elton John got his name, and the Go-Go's were the biggest influential female rock group of all time, which I would have thought would have been like Heart or something like that. But like, yeah, I don't know. So
it's like you're learning as well too.
Yeah, I'm learning as well. Like some of it I do know,
right?
But at the same time, like, I'm learning, and I always like learning about history. So that's why, and I think, I think everybody likes learning little things about that. They're not long clips. They're around like 30 seconds, 40 seconds at the most.
Yeah, I think the longest one was 45 seconds.
Yeah, and it's not a waste of your day. It's kind of like a thing where you're just kind of sitting there. You're on your lunch, or you just got a little break, and you're on your phone when you shouldn't be at work or something. Yeah. And you sit there and you see it, and you're like, oh, that's kind of neat. And he's like, get back to work, John. You're like, screw off, Dave. I'm learning about the Rolling Stones.
I want to see how they dance.
Yeah, there's ground and sound, or what the hell is it called?
Oh, yeah, stepping ground. But I think, too, like, clips like that, also, people like to talk about them, too. You'd be like, hey, did you guys know this? You'd be like, tell your coworker or whoever. Yeah. And they kind of start talking about stuff like that. Like, I didn't know that. You know,
yeah,
so
for sure.
It kind of gets people more interested in the history of stuff too, right? So good
yeah,
shit, man.
Yeah, man.
And definitely you post them every day, kind of thing, or is it?
I'm trying to do every day. I don't want to do it like I don't want to saturate it too much. There's 2 more that I put up today.
Okay.
We got the podcast. Probably will go up in the next couple days, and then when the podcast goes out, I'll probably skip that day.
Okay.
That way we can focus on people rather listening to us discuss things, and then. Not taken away from it, but
okay, cool,
man. I try and do that as much as I can.
Well, on that note, guys, keep up the fucking great work, and we'll see you on the next one.
You keep up the great work because you're quarterbacking this, so no one ever thanks you. Thank you, Pat. Oh, he's not thanking you? Well, thank you from me.
Thanks, guys. All right. You know what? We're all in this together, and we're all killing it. So let's keep going, guys.
All right, and like he said, cut.
This is everything in between. This is